My dear child, listen closely. There is something about me that never changes. I am constant. I was constant yesterday, I am constant now, and I will remain constant in every moment that lies ahead of you. Not partially, not approximately, not influenced by your circumstances or emotions, but fully, completely, and without exception. My nature does not shift with your situation. My love for you does not grow distant when you feel far away. My commitment to you was never conditional. It was not built on hidden terms or fragile agreements that could break under pressure. It was absolute from the very beginning, and it remains absolute now. In a world where everything seems to change, where people come and go, where certainty fades into doubt, where even the strongest relationships can feel uncertain, I remain unshaken. I am your constant. I am the anchor that does not move when everything else feels unstable. My promises are not temporary. They do not expire. They are alive, present, and still working in your life even now. I know the quiet thoughts that trouble you, the ones you don't speak out loud, the whispers that come when everything is silent, telling you that maybe you've waited too long, that maybe the promise wasn't meant for you, that maybe the opportunity has passed. I hear those whispers. I know exactly when they come and how they feel. But hear this clearly. Those voices are not telling you the truth. Fear distorts your perspective. It takes time and turns it into doubt. It takes silence and calls it abandonment. It takes distance and calls it failure. But none of those things are true. Time is not proof that something will never happen. Silence is not proof that I am absent. And distance is not proof that the promise was wrong. What you are experiencing is not the end. It is preparation. You are not stuck. You are being shaped. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. Everything that feels like delay is actually development. Everything that feels like stillness is part of something being built. I see the whole picture. I know what is being prepared for you, and I also know what is being prepared within you. The timing is not random. It is intentional, precise, and guided by a wisdom that sees far beyond what you can see. Think of me as your shepherd, not distant, not unaware, but deeply attentive. I know your path. I understand your fears, your habits, your struggles. I walk closely with you, guiding you not just as part of a crowd, but as an individual who matters deeply to me. The rest I am leading you toward is not vague or abstract. It is real. It is the kind of rest that touches your actual life, your body, your mind, your relationships, your needs. It is peace in the places where you feel tension. It is restoration where you feel lack. It is restoration where you feel worn down. You are not being led randomly. You are being led intentionally toward exactly what you need. And I know the weight you're carrying. I see how heavy it feels. I am not dismissing it, and I am not asking you to pretend it isn't there. Instead, I am offering you something real, my strength in place of your exhaustion. You don't have to push harder. You don't have to force your way forward. Like an eagle that rises on unseen currents, I am lifting you, not through effort alone, but through alignment with what I am already doing. There are forces working in your life that you cannot see, currents of grace, strength, and movement already in motion. Your role is not to create them, but to trust them, to open yourself up to them, to let yourself be carried. And the valley you are walking through right now, it does not surprise me. It is not outside my plan. I know every part of it. I have already walked through it ahead of you. You are not alone in it. There are things that could have harmed you but didn't, situations that could have worsened but were stopped, doors that never opened because they were not meant to. You may not have seen these moments, but they were real. My protection has been active even when invisible. One day, you will look back and see how much was happening behind the scenes, how much was being arranged, prevented, and guided for your good. And ahead of you, there is light. Not a vague hope, but a real, certain light. Like the dawn, it may arrive gradually, quietly, steadily, layer by layer, but it is coming. It has always been coming. Darkness has never stopped the dawn, not once. The same is true for your life. The things you have prayed for, the desires you carry, the answers that seem delayed, they are not forgotten. The silence you hear is not emptiness. It is the sound of something being built. There is movement in what feels still. There is progress in what feels paused. There is purpose in what feels confusing. Keep trusting, not because it's easy, but because it is meaningful. Your faith, especially in difficult seasons, is seen. Every moment you held on, even when it was hard, even when you doubted, even when you were tired, matters deeply. Nothing has been wasted. Your worth has never been tied to your achievements, your success, or your visible progress. Your worth was established from the beginning. It is not changed. It cannot be reduced. And the light within you, it has not gone out. Even on the days that you cannot feel it, it is still there. It continues to shine, quietly but powerfully, touching the lives of others in ways you may never fully realize. You are not just being sustained, you are being transformed. You are not just surviving, you are becoming. There is a future waiting for you that is not separate from your current path, but built through it. You are closer than you think. The turning point is nearer than it feels. And when you reach it, when everything becomes clear, you will see that nothing was random, nothing was meaningless. Every step, every delay, every moment of uncertainty was part of something intentional and good. You will see that I was with you the entire time. So rest, not by giving up, but by letting go of the need to carry everything alone. Trust, not because you understand everything, but because you know who is guiding you. Move forward, not with fear, but with the quiet confidence that you are not walking this path by yourself. You are held. You are guided. You are loved. Completely, unconditionally, and forever. And the light is already on its way. My beloved child, listen carefully, because what I am about to remind you of is not temporary truth. It is unchanging reality. I do not change. I was the same before you ever opened your eyes to this world. I am the same in this very moment as you read these words, and I will remain the same long after this season of your life has passed. Not mostly the same, not slightly adjusted based on your actions, your emotions, or your circumstances. I am fully, completely, unwaveringly the same. My nature does not shift with your situation. My love does not cool when you feel distant. My commitment to you was never built on conditions you could fail to meet. Before your first breath, I chose you, and that choice has never been reconsidered. In a world where everything moves, everything changes, everything fades, I remain. When people come and go, when certainty turns into confusion, when what you depended on begins to feel unstable, I am still here, unmoved, unshaken, holding every promise I ever spoke over your life with the same strength as when I first declared it. I am not a variable in your life. I am the constant, the fixed point you can anchor yourself to when everything else feels like it is slipping beneath your feet. And I need you to hear this, not as something familiar, not as something you have heard before, but as something alive, something speaking directly into the weight you have been carrying in silence. Yes, that weight. The one you have not fully shared, the one that presses on your chest when everything is quiet, the one that whispers to you in the late hours, telling you that maybe you have waited too long, that maybe the promise was not meant for you, that maybe the door you were watching has already closed. I know that voice. I know when it comes to you. I know how it sounds. I know how convincing it can feel when your strength is low and your heart is tired. But hear me now. That voice is not telling you the truth. Fear has been speaking, and fear is not a reliable narrator of your story. Fear takes time and calls it proof that nothing is coming. Fear takes silence and calls it abandonment. Fear takes distance and calls it failure. But none of those things are true. Time is not evidence that something will never arrive. Silence is not evidence that I am absent. And the space between where you are and what I promised is not evidence that the promise has failed. It is the place where preparation is happening. You are not at the end of something. You are in the middle of becoming. What feels like delay is not denial. What feels like waiting is not wasted time. What feels like stillness is not inactivity. It is development. It is alignment. It is transformation. And I see all of it. I see what is being prepared for you, and I see what is being prepared within you. Because what I am bringing into your life requires a version of you that is ready to carry it. So I am shaping you, not to burden you, but to strengthen you. Not to delay you, but to establish you. I am your shepherd, not distant, not distracted, not unaware. I know your steps. I know your patterns. I know the places where you hesitate, the places where you drift, the places where you grow tired. And I do not guide you from afar. I walk with you, closely, personally, intentionally. The place I am leading you to is not random. It is prepared. And it is prepared specifically for you. The rest you are longing for is real, not symbolic, not distant, not abstract. It is real rest. The kind where your mind becomes quiet, where your body finally releases its tension, where your heart no longer feels like it has to stay on guard. It is provision in the areas where you feel lack, peace in the relationships that feel strained, clarity in the places that feel confusing. I am not offering you something generic. I am offering you something tailored, shaped, designed for your exact need. And I am leading you there. Even now, even when you cannot see the full path, because I am holding the path. And the path leads to restoration. I know you are tired, not just physically, but deeply. The kind of exhaustion that comes from carrying too much for too long, from holding on when it would have been easier to let go, from believing when belief has been costly. I see it, and I am not asking you to push harder. I am asking you to release, to stop trying to generate strength on your own, and to begin receiving what I am already providing. Like the eagle that rises not by force, but by alignment with the wind. I am lifting you. You do not have to fight the current. You were never meant to. Spread your wings. Let yourself be carried. And understand this. The valley you are in right now did not catch me by surprise. I know it. Every shadow, every uncertainty, every fear that has tried to surround you. I have already walked this path ahead of you. You are not alone in it. Not for a single moment. There have been things that could have reached you, but did not. Situations that could have harmed you, but were stopped. Doors that never opened because they were not meant to. You may not have seen it, but my hand has been there, protecting, guiding, holding. Even in the silence, even in the moments you questioned everything, I was still there, and I am still there. There is light ahead of you. Real light. Not imagined, not symbolic, certain. Like the dawn that rises without fail, what is coming towards you cannot be stopped. It may arrive gradually, quietly, in layers, but it is coming. It has always been coming. And one day, you will see it clearly. You will look back at this season and understand what you cannot understand right now.
You will see the purpose in what felt like confusion, the movement in what felt like stillness, the answers forming in what felt like silence. And you will realize, I never left you. Not once. So, rest. Not by giving up, but by letting go of the weight you were never meant to carry alone. Trust. Not because you see everything clearly, but because you know who is leading you. And keep moving forward. Even if the steps are small, even if the path is not fully visible. Because I am with you. I am guiding you. I am holding you. And I am not finished with your story. The light is already on its way. And nothing can stop what I have already set in motion for you. And even now, as you stand in the middle of questions that have not yet found their answers, I want you to understand something deeper than explanation. You are not abandoned in uncertainty. You are being sustained within it. There are things unfolding around you that you cannot yet see, movements in the unseen, alignments taking shape, pieces coming together with a precision that only I can orchestrate. What feels delayed to you is not neglected by me. What feels paused is still in motion. You measure time by moments passing. I measure it by purpose being fulfilled. There is a timing to everything I do, and that timing is not careless, not random, not indifferent to your longing. It is intentional. It is exact. It is anchored in a perspective that sees not just where you are, but where you are going and what you must become to fully receive.
And when you begin to see the first signs of what I have been doing, do not be afraid if it looks different than what you imagined. Because many times you have prayed for one thing while I have been preparing something greater. You have looked for immediate answers, but I have been building lasting ones. You have asked for relief, and I have been creating renewal. You have asked me to remove the storm, while I have been teaching you that there is a strength within you the storm could never destroy. What I have for you is not smaller than your hope. It is deeper, wiser, more complete. There were dreams you held tightly because they were the only future you could see. And when those dreams did not unfold the way you expected, you thought you had lost something essential. But my child, you have not lost what was meant for you. You have only lost what could not go where I am taking you. Some things had to end because they were too small for your future. Some doors had to close because they could not lead you where you were created to go. Some disappointments were not punishments, they were redirections. I know it hurt. I know there were moments when you sat in the silence and tried to understand why something you wanted so deeply was taken away, delayed, or changed. I was there in those moments too. I sat with you in the grief. I stayed with you in the confusion. I remained beside you when you had no words left, when all you could do was keep breathing and keep moving through the day. You were never grieving alone. And even in the losses, I was protecting parts of you that you could not yet see needed protection. Because not everything you asked for was capable of holding your heart safely. Not everything you chased was meant to carry the weight of your calling. I see farther than you do. I see the roads ahead. I see the hidden fractures. I see what would have exhausted you, diminished you, or slowly convinced you to settle for less than the life you were meant to live. So when I closed a door, it was not because I wanted to keep good from you. It was because I wanted to keep you for something better. Trust me with the things you do not understand yet. Trust me with the chapters that make no sense while you are living them. A story is not understood by one page alone, and you are still in the middle of yours. There are pages ahead that will explain what these pages could not. There are moments ahead that will answer questions you are still carrying. There are blessings ahead that will make you realize why certain things had to happen exactly as they did. One day, you will stop looking back at this season with pain alone. You will look back with gratitude. Not because it was easy, not because it did not hurt, but because you will finally see what I was protecting, what I was building, and who you were becoming. You will see that while you thought everything was falling apart, I was actually putting everything into place, piece by piece, step by step, moment by moment. Even now, I am arranging what you cannot arrange, opening what no one else can open, making a way where you only see walls. You do not have to force your future into existence. You do not have to carry the burden of controlling every outcome. You were never meant to live that way. Your task is not to hold the whole plan in your hands. Your task is to trust the one who does. And I do. I hold every detail of your life with care. The things that matter to you matter to me. The prayers you think I have forgotten are still before me. The dreams you have nearly stopped speaking about, I have not stopped remembering them. Nothing sincere is lost. Nothing surrendered to me is wasted. So keep walking, keep believing, keep making room in your heart for hope, even if hope feels small right now. A small light is still light. A small step is still progress. A quiet faith is still faith. And I am doing more than you know, more than you can see, more than you can imagine. Soon, what has been hidden will begin to unfold. Soon, what has been planted in tears will rise in joy. Soon, you will understand why you had to go through this season and not around it. Because this season is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of the part where everything starts to change.